Minnesota, I'm going to miss seeing you out at the state fair this summer. Here's what I'm not going to miss. Leaving the state fair about 9 pounds heavier, but I will miss you. Are we clear? All right, see you in 2021.
Here's what I will miss the most: doing live talk shows from the NPR booth. Last year, I had a chance to meet a lot of our listeners. I'll miss you in 2020, but I'll see you next year.
Hey everybody, Andrew Zimmern here. Guess what? Minnesota State Fair has been canceled for this year, and nobody is more devastated than I am. But I'll tell you what, we're gonna come back bigger and better in 2021. Things that I'm gonna miss the most, obviously beside things like the food, is bumping into all of you people. So mark your calendars, see you opening day, August 2021.
Hi Minnesota, we sure are going to miss the state fair this year. The food, the animals, the rides, but most importantly, you.
We can't wait to get together again in 2021. Until then, stay healthy.
Hey everyone, I am super bummed we're not having a state fair this year. I mean, the cookies, the corn, the meat on a stick, all the fun rides, and the animals giving birth. I mean, where am I gonna get that fix at? We'll see you next year.
Hey Minnesota, gonna miss you guys all at the state fair this year. Love going there, love seeing you all. Miss those Sweet Martha cookies and the buttered corn, but we'll see you all next year.
Hi Minnesota, Governor Tim Walz here. For me, the Great Minnesota Get Together, the Minnesota State Fair, is a great chance to get out with your neighbors, have some great food, and celebrate our agricultural past, present, and future. So I know you're all missing it this year, but let's mask up Minnesota, let's get through this thing, and let's get ready for next year when we can all gather together.
I look forward to going to the Minnesota State Fair every year. I'm really gonna miss it, but I know it's for the best, and I can't wait to see you in 2021. State Fair hair, don't care.
What's up? It's Gavin here. My most favorite part about the Minnesota State Fair is the food, the games, and the concerts, and love the Sweet Martha cookies. See you next summer.
Hello everybody, coming to you from the Care 11 backyard instead of the Care 11 barn. Stay healthy, stay safe, so that we can see you right back here at the fair next year.
Hey, it's Dave Ryan from KWB. We're bummed there's no fair this year, but we're looking forward to the fair in 2021.
Yeah, Sweet Martha's cookies. I'm Fallon, by the way. Hi.
Hey, it's Steve-O, and I miss Pronto Pups.
We'll see you next year at the State Fair.
It is a summer without the state fair.
It's really not the same without the food and the fun.
What about me? I hate the fact we can't go to the fair.
What about me, he says. What about me?
Hey, it's Paul Allen from KFAN Radio and voice of the Minnesota Vikings. Miss you at the state fair, but 4 key words for you. See you next year.
It is sure strange that we're not meeting at the Great Minnesota Get Together in the Care Barn, but I hope you're faring well, and I hope you have a wonderful beginning of your school year, even though it is a very strange year. We'll see you next year at the Minnesota State Fair.
I'm gonna miss the French fries, I'm missing the Dole Whip, the big fat bacon, but next year, bigger and better than ever. Can't wait to see you there.
You know that saying is true, Minnesota nice, and the Minnesota State Fair culminates all of that. I'm gonna really miss your wacky weather stories from every corner of the state. Most of all, I miss you.
Hey Minnesota, I'll sure miss you at the State Fair this year. The Sweet Marthas, the Sky Ride, the Miracle of Birth. Looking forward to 2021. Stay safe.
Here's a quick reminder to mask up, Minnesota. Let's try that again. Yes, mask up, Minnesota. And even though we can't be together at this year's Great Minnesota Get Together, we'll see you next year. Thanks for listening.
Well, I'm very much going to miss everybody at the state fair this year. It's just not the same this time in August without being at the fair. I'm camping instead just to try to have some fun. Can't wait to see you next year, and can't wait to get my hands on some French fries as well. What's going on? It's CJ Ham, fullback with the Minnesota Vikings, and we're really going to miss the state fair this year. Can't wait to go next year, 2021. Bring the whole family out there, go on rides, get cookies, and just have a lot of fun.
Hey guys, the biggest thing I'm gonna miss about the Minnesota State Fair is the poultry barn. As a chicken owner, it's my absolute favorite place to go and discover new breeds of chickens. Now, fortunately, I've got some new ones at my house, so these can entertain me in the meantime, but it certainly won't be as good as visiting the poultry barn at the Minnesota State Fair.
We'll miss you in 2020. See you next year.
Hi everybody, Lori and Julia here from My Tech. Boy, we can't wait to see you all at the State Fair next year. We miss you. We're gonna miss seeing you so much at the fair. Wow. Hope everyone's doing all right.
Hey, it's Senna B here from the comment program on KFN Radio. Really disappointed we can't be out there this year, but can't wait to see you next year.
I really miss the bacon on a stick.
No State Fair this year. What world are we living in? But it's okay. I know we're gonna bounce back stronger next year. Can't wait to get my bucket of cookies. Maybe I'm gonna get a little strawberries and cream and definitely my Dole Whip. We will see you next year at the State Fair. I promise. Better be there.
It's no fair that there's not a State Fair, but let's make the best of the summer and we will see you next year at the Great Minnesota Get Together.
I've got a list, I'll make it quick. Sonny's Corn Dog, I'll miss you. Going down the giant slide, walking around with corn, people watching. I'm gonna miss that too. We'll see you next year at the Great Minnesota Get Together.
30 years, every day at the State Fair, working next to Sweet Martha. What do I miss most about the Minnesota State Fair? Sweet Martha's cookies. I'm trying to make my own, but it ain't the same, Martha. Come back.
Guys, we are so bummed there's no fair. We're really gonna miss
The food. The food. Gonna miss the food.
No, we're gonna miss
The rides. The rides. We're gonna miss the
We're
rides.
gonna miss meeting everybody there.
We'll miss you guys.
We're gonna miss you. See you next year, though.
I'll miss seeing shows at the International Bazaar with a nice summit on a stick. But you know what? Next year, it'll all happen again. See you next year at the Minnesota State Fair.
Hey fair friends, I'm really gonna miss seeing you out at the 5 Eyewitness News building at the fair, and I'm gonna miss seeing all the baby animals at the Miracle of Birth Barn. Can't wait to see all of you next year, though.
Hey, it's Moss from K102 and the Vikings Radio Network. You know what I'm going to miss the most about the fair this year? Hanging out with you guys at the K102 booth. We'll see you next year.
Yes, I know you can make fresh squeezed lemonade at home, but we all know it tastes better at the State Fair, right? So I guess we'll have to wait until next year. We're going to miss you.
Hey, this is Nick from the 93X Morning Show. What you probably didn't know is I'm your biggest fan, Minnesota State Fair. One year I went there 12 out of 14 days. True story. Miss you. See you next year.
I'm really glad we don't have to see you at the fair like this and knuckles and elbows. We'll see you next summer.
John Burge here at Classical Minnesota Public Radio, where we love opera, but we love it even more at the Minnesota State Fair. We'll miss you this year and see you next year.
Hey Minnesota, it's Megan Newquist here from 5 Eyewitness News Mornings, and I just wanted to say I'm so bummed I'm not going to be able to see you guys out at the fair this year. I have not missed a fair in 10 years. I was even out there 6 weeks before giving birth to my twins, and I still look forward to next year. So hang tight, and we'll see you in 2021.
So in honor of the Minnesota State Fair, I've decided to make my own State Fair malt. Dang, just not the same. Can't wait to get back together again in 2021.
I'm gonna miss going to the sports building with my mom and stocking up on all the clearance jerseys and t-shirts and hoodies. It was the best. We'd stock up, but I guess we'll save up this year and come back strong next. I can't wait.
Since there's no state fair this year, and we can't enjoy all those great fair foods if we didn't get to go to the parade, does that mean we can eat twice as much when we go next year? Challenge accepted. We'll see you at the Minnesota State Fair in 2021.
You know, what I'm gonna miss most about the fair is those big, huge tub of French fries. I could eat those in like 10 minutes. And I'm not gonna be able to do it this year, but I'm looking forward to next year.
What do I miss about the Minnesota State Fair? Doing this? And then seeing this.
How does he do that?
Good program.
Hi, I'm Brandi Powell, KSTP 5 Eyewitness News. You're going to the fair? Well, no, none of us are really this year. If you know me well, you know what I'm gonna miss the most? The corn. That sweet corn. Can't wait till 2021.
Hey there, Minnesota. I will miss seeing you at the State Fair this year. But hey, let's do it again next year, okay? In the meantime, enjoy this beautiful late summer Minnesota weather. See you next year.
Hey there, it's Paul Fletcher from Cities 97.1. Missing you at the fair this year. I'm missing the high fives. I'm missing the corn roast. But we'll see you next year.
What I'm gonna miss not having a state fair this year, that annual ride across the sky ride with my family, and that first bite into a gizmo.
Hi everyone, it's Jenny and Tina from the Dave Ryan Show on KDWB. We miss you so much, and we can't wait to see you next year at the fair.
Remy Maxwell from Jack FM. Obviously, this quarantine has caused me to let myself go completely. Wait a minute, I always look like this. Last freak show at the fair. No fair to go to this year. Bumming hard would be that next year. The Jack Shack, come and see me, or the Swine Barn. I love that place too. Cheers.
The thing I'm going to miss most about not being at the state fair this year is walking into the fairgrounds through the gates and seeing the sea of people who are all so excited. It truly is magic to see people as far as you can look. I'm going to miss it so much, but we'll be back there again.
I really miss the Minnesota State Fair, and hopefully we can get back there next year, see all you fine folks in the Care Barn, and get my 1919 root beer and my mini donuts and my veggie fries and my big fat bacon and my deep fried pickles and my Minna Snowy, and you get the idea.
Hey, it's Hunter Quinn, mornings on Cities 97.1. We'll see you next year. We'll see you in 2021. Don't forget to save me a Pronto Pup, some mini donut beer, and 2 buckets of Sweet Martha's, okay?
Hey, it's Chris RIEMENSCHNEIDER, music critic with the Star Tribune. I'm missing the fair this year. Here's to a rockin' time next year. And in the meantime, please support all those great Minnesota musicians you see out there every year. Thanks.
I'm going to miss everything about the Minnesota State Fair. The food, the rides, the fun, the animals, and the people who come to the KSTP building. See you next year.
Hey, just hanging out in the Care 11 backyard, but it's no substitute for not being at the State Fair. Missing so many things about it. Meeting all of you in the Care 11 barn, the food, the rides. I can't wait for 2021. See you there.
Hey Minnesota, the Minnesota State Fair asked me to share with you all of the things that I will miss about the State Fair this year in 10 seconds. That's impossible, so I will just say everything. I love the fair, and I can't wait to see everyone in 2021.
Hey, what's going on? Zach Halverson from KFAN. What I'm going to miss about the fair this year are the Sweet Martha's cookies. Now, I got some at the food parade this year, which is awesome. But I'm sort of looking forward to waiting in that long line again next year with all my fellow Minnesotans and the great Minnesota get-together. Can't wait. We'll see you next year.
I am going to miss my favorite thing at the State Fair. It's seeing people and the cheese on the steak and pork chop. That's it. But it's going to be back next year. We can't wait to see you Twin Cities at the fair next year, 2021.
Normally we'd be spending 12 days on Judson Avenue, so I think what I'm going to miss most this year is going to be the smell of the rib sandwiches mixed with the cattle barn. You just don't know what you've got till it's gone, but we'll see you next year.
Matt, we gotta get ready for the fair. We gotta head out to the state fair. Let's get going.
John, the fair's canceled this year.
What? I'm just gonna do this.
You still have the weather.
Hey, Allie from Cities 97.1. Man, I miss mini donuts. But more than that, mini donut beer. See you next year.